Hey everyone, Eric Meehan here. It is September 20th. I know. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Biodynamically, it is, for all intents and purposes, a root day until the end of the day and continuing into tomorrow. So tonight is a night and it's wonderful. It's a Friday. Maybe you have got some plans. Our family does. We're hosting some friends. So we're going to open some nicer bottles because we know that the fruit aroma, aromatics, etc., will be generous. And again, is it science? Maybe it's pseudoscience, but it seems to work, and it seems to work out for us. So, hey, tonight pop that special bottle. Even if you're not having friends over, maybe you just want to pop a special bottle. The wind is blowing gently, so you can see just how beautiful my thinning hair is. There it is. What are you gonna do? So listen. I had a question that came in the other day, and I wanted to talk about it. We already talked about wine storage, right? Keeping wine at home. But something I didn't talk about was wine fridges. And so I kind of wanted to talk about wine fridges in general. I'm not going to endorse any particular brand names or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to talk about the concept that, sure, a lot of us do have cellars and stuff like that, but what if you don't, or what if you choose to have, maybe you've bought a nice house and it comes with a wine fridge. So there's two main things, right? There's fridges and then there's coolers. What do I mean by that? Well, there's things that are designed to replicate a cellar, which don't run at refrigerator temperatures. A cellar, as I talked about the last time I was talking about storing wine, is usually around 50 degrees. I mean, they can get cooler, they can get warmer, but 50 to 55 degrees is a pretty optimal place where you can let your wine live. And I do mean that, like live for years and just kind of continue to develop and mature. Whereas when you start refrigerating wine and making wine cool to the point of wanting to consume it, perhaps, you're talking about taking the temperature a little colder than it necessarily wants to be for long-term aging. So these are things you're going to have to think about if you have maybe, and some people have, wines with different quadrants where you can have different temperatures. That's great. That's cool. I mean, that's sort of beyond where I'm talking about. But if you're just talking about, do I throw a bottle in the fridge, or do I have a cooler that's actually, and because I think that's really what's important, is if you're going to have a cooler, if you're going to devote space in your house, wherever it is, to having something that is going to keep your wine at a cellar temperature, safe and stable and cool and hopefully dark. Remember, we want dark. That's what you're looking for. Don't do a wine fridge unless you're literally hoping to serve all those wines cold in the near future. Because it's super easy for most of us to take a bottle or two or three of wine and put it in a refrigerator, bring it down to a temperature closer to 40 degrees or something like that, where you're hoping to, start serving it, or 45 degrees. If you're not going to be serving the wine, you don't want to necessarily chill it until you're ready to do so. So again, these are just sort of thoughts in terms of, if you don't have a cellar or somewhere that's nice and cool and stable and dark, and you choose to invest in something like this, make sure you're going for something that's going to replicate a cellar. And then if you do need a massive amount of wine chilled at any given time, you probably just want to think about doing like a cold water bath or something like that, as opposed to cranking your wine cooler down to a refrigerator status. Those are just my sort of thoughts on the alternative of having a wine fridge. Take it for what it is. I'll talk to you next time on Message in the Bottle. Bye.